thank you very much for joining us on the MSM Club. Today, I've been mandated to take over the page and talk about family planning, and it gives me great pleasure to be a part of this wonderful initiative. My name is Hamid Adediran. I'm a medical doctor, and what I do is family planning. Well, to start with, I know we've heard quite a lot of things about family planning, and I'll try as much as possible to provide a general background and then answer some of the questions that you've posted. Some of these questions will have been answered in the process of giving the talk, so for the benefit of everyone. To start with, the question has always been, what exactly is family planning? And family planning is a global phenomenon, and it's defined by the World Health Organization so that everyone can have an idea of what the intention is behind the concept of family planning. Family planning is a situation that allows couple to anticipate and achieve how many children they wish to have and at what intervals they wish to have them. Family planning isn't essentially about reducing population. In fact, family planning is not about reducing population. What family planning can at best do with regards to population is to reduce the rate at which the population increase for effective planning for the benefits of the country, of the world, of the community. Now, let's talk about the various types of family planning. Family planning can be broadly divided into, we have the traditional methods, the barrier methods, the hormonal methods, the intrauterine devices, and the permanent method. So we'll take them one after the other. The traditional method. This traditional method, it gives me pleasure to talk about them because when people assume that the new family planning methods that are coming in are just a way of promoting the products that are being produced by foreign countries for the less privileged countries or the less developed countries, or trying to promote family planning as a new concept, I say no. Before now, our forefathers have ways they plan their families. Before now, historically, we have ways by which certain activities, certain actions that are being promoted help in encouraging family planning, or rather help in making family planning effective. So when we talk about traditional methods, we start by talking about the fertility awareness method. Fertility awareness method is one of the oldest methods of family planning, whereby couples determine or project as to what time the woman is fertile or is likely to have a child if she copulates. Now let's talk about another traditional method of family planning. This, we call it coitus interruptus, where, generally speaking, withdrawal method. Again, this is a method that is common from days of old and is still being practiced by some people. But again, I'm sure even if any of my viewer hasn't experienced its failure, someone close to you would have told you that, oh, this has failed a number of times. Withdrawal method is a method whereby a man at the point of ejaculation decides to withdraw from the woman. What happens is that sometimes in the process of withdrawal, a little of the ejaculate would have been released, it would have been inseminated into the woman. That happens a lot of time. And all you need of over 2 million or 5 million cells in the sperm is just one of them. So what it means is that no matter how little this quantity that has escaped into the woman is, the possibility of getting pregnant is there. So, but then it's been practiced in the past. It's worked for some people at some point, and then it's also failed at some other point. So the failure rate for this is actually quite high. So now that we've talked generally about traditional method, let's move on to the modern contraceptive methods or modern family planning methods. So by the way, I'm going to be using family planning interchangeably with contraceptive because they're pretty much the same. So when we talk about modern contraceptive methods, the first one we're going to be talking about are the barrier methods. They're barriers in the sense that they stand in gap between the process of sexual intercourse and getting pregnant. In essence, what they do is collect the agents of pregnancy, which is pretty much the sperm. There are two types, and we have males condoms and then the female condoms. The male condoms can only be worn at the time of sexual intercourse, while the female condom can be worn at any time in readiness for the act of copulation. What the two of them do is that they collect, as I said earlier on, the sperm, and so preventing it from entering into the woman's body, uterus, and then eventually effecting fertilization and, of course, pregnancy. Now let's move on to the hormonals. So I'm going to speak generally about hormonals, and then we take each of them one after the other. By the way, I need to state that this session is meant to give us a general overview of family planning and the methods. So, all right, so let's take them one after the other. Let's talk about the pills. So the pills are these hormones made in form of tablets where a woman would need to use every day for as long as she doesn't want to get pregnant. And they come in two different forms. We have the combined oral contraceptives, or the COCs as they are commonly called, and the progestin only. The combined oral contraceptive pills, as the name implies, has two hormones, the estrogen and the progesterone. To be honest, they're not as commonly available as they used to be, principally because the estrogen components of these pills have been reported to give a lot of challenges to the women who use them, principally headaches, migraines, and of course, the estrogen has also been implicated in some form of cancer. So it's been gradually phased out. So what we have more commonly now is the progestin only. That is the one that contains only progesterone. And what it does in the body, like I said, is that it amplifies the effect of progesterone in the body, thereby preventing pregnancy. So it keeps the body perpetually in a state as though I'm not ready to get pregnant. All right, so we're still talking hormonal methods of family planning. And this time we'll be talking about the implants. I've had a series of questions about implants, and of course, it'd be very nice to talk about them now. Implants are produced to contain the hormones that we've been talking about, the progesterone, but this time in the levonorgestrel form. So it still contains the same hormones as we have in the pills and the injectables, but this time it's constituted in form of a rod, stored in a rod that is gradually released into the body. This rod can either be one or two. In the past, it used to be up to 6, but now we have just 1 or 2. So one, if it's 1, we're talking about Implanon, and if it's 2, we're talking about Jadelle. These rods, or rod if it's just one, are inserted under the skin of the upper arm of the woman. So it's inserted just here. The rods look pretty much like the size of a matchstick. So they're constituted in such a way that these hormones are gradually released into the body on a daily basis for a period of 2, 3, 5, 7 years, up to 7 years. A woman can be protected from getting pregnant because of using these hormones, that's either Implanon or Jadelle, that's generally called the implant.